Welcome to Rays of Hope, where inspiration meets possibilities. Join us on this journey as we explore videos that illuminate the path to positivity, resilience, and success. You are recognizing emotional signs of perfectionism. Perfectionism can feel like a double-edged sword. While striving for excellence is often seen as a positive trait, the relentless chase for perfection can harm our emotional well-being. If you find yourself constantly battling anxiety, stress, or feelings of inadequacy, you might be experiencing the emotional signs of perfectionism. To better understand the emotional signs of perfectionism, it's crucial to first define what perfectionism is and differentiate between healthy and unhealthy forms. What is perfectionism? Perfectionism is a personality trait characterized by a person's striving for flawlessness and setting high performance standards. At its core, perfectionism is about avoiding mistakes and being overly critical of oneself. This can manifest in various ways in everyday life. At work, you might spend hours refining a report, unable to submit it until every detail is perfect. Socially, you may feel the need to present yourself flawlessly in social interactions, worrying excessively about how others perceive you. At home, perfectionism can show up in how you maintain your household, feeling stressed if everything isn't immaculately clean and organized. Healthy versus unhealthy perfectionism. Not all perfectionism is harmful. There's a distinction between healthy and unhealthy perfectionism, and understanding this can help us manage it better. Healthy perfectionism is about striving for excellence but being able to accept and learn from mistakes. It includes setting realistic goals, aiming for high standards but within achievable limits, resilience to errors, understanding that mistakes are part of the learning process, positive motivation, being driven by a desire for personal growth rather than fear of failure. Example: consider an athlete who trains hard to improve their performance but doesn't get discouraged by occasional losses. They learn from these experiences and continue to strive for excellence. Unhealthy perfectionism, on the other hand, is destructive. It often leads to chronic stress and can have a negative impact on mental health. It includes unrealistic standards, setting goals that are impossible to achieve, fear of failure, being terrified of making mistakes, leading to procrastination and avoidance, self-criticism, constantly judging oneself harshly and feeling never good enough. They might also avoid participating in class for fear of making mistakes. Emotional signs of perfectionism. Perfectionism can deeply affect our emotions, often leading to constant stress and feelings of inadequacy. Here are some key emotional signs to watch out for. Chronic anxiety. Perfectionism can cause chronic anxiety, as the fear of making mistakes or not meeting high standards leads to constant worry. For example, a student might stay up all night, stressing over every detail of a project, fearing it won't be perfect. Coping mechanisms. Mindfulness. Practice mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or meditation to calm your mind. Set realistic goals. Break tasks into smaller, achievable steps. Positive affirmations. Remind yourself that it's okay not to be perfect all the time. Fear of failure. Perfectionists often experience an intense fear of failure. This fear can paralyze them and prevent them from taking risks or trying new things. For instance, someone may avoid applying for a dream job because they're afraid they won't be good enough. Tips to manage this fear. Reframe failures. View failures as opportunities for growth rather than as catastrophes. Create a safe space. Encourage yourself to take small risks in a supportive environment. Seek support. Talk to a friend or therapist to gain perspective. Self-criticism. Perfectionists are often their own worst critics. They tend to magnify their flaws and mistakes, leading to harsh self-judgment. For example, a writer might focus solely on the one typo in an otherwise well-received article. Strategies for self-compassion. Practice self-kindness. Mindful self-awareness. Be aware of your negative self-talk and challenge it. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Procrastination. The fear of not being perfect can lead to procrastination. Perfectionists might delay starting or finishing tasks because they fear the end result will not meet their high standards. Imagine an artist who constantly tweaks their work and never actually finishes it. Practical advice to overcome procrastination. Set time limits. Give yourself deadlines to complete tasks. Focus on progress. Aim for progress, not perfection. Break tasks down. Tackle projects in smaller, manageable pieces. Low self-esteem. Perfectionism often damages self-esteem. When people constantly feel they're not good enough, their self-worth takes a hit. An athlete might feel worthless after a minor setback in training. Ways to build and maintain a healthy self-image. Affirmations. Use positive affirmations to boost self-confidence. Self-reflection. Reflect on your strengths and achievements regularly. Therapy. Consider talking to a therapist to work on self-esteem issues. Guilt and shame. Perfectionists often experience feelings of guilt and shame when they fall short of their own expectations. This can lead to a cycle of negative emotions. For instance, a parent might feel guilty for not being able to do everything perfectly for their child. Methods to cope with guilt and shame. Forgiveness. Learn to forgive yourself for mistakes. Talk it out. Discuss your feelings with a trusted friend or therapist. Shift your focus from guilt to what you can do differently next time. Understanding these emotional signs is the first step towards managing perfectionism. By recognizing these patterns in yourself, you can begin to make changes that promote emotional well-being. Impact on mental health. Living with perfectionism doesn't just affect your productivity or relationships. It can take a serious toll on your mental health. Understanding how perfectionism impacts mental well-being can help you take steps to protect yourself. Depression. Perfectionism and depression often go hand in hand. When you're constantly striving for unattainable goals, it's easy to feel like you're always falling short. This can lead to feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and even clinical depression. Signs to look out for. Persistent sadness. Feeling down for weeks or even months. Loss of interest. Struggling to find joy in activities you used to love. Fatigue. Negative self-talk. Treatment options. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is particularly effective for dealing with perfectionism and depression. Medication. Antidepressants can be prescribed by a healthcare provider. Lifestyle changes. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can all help improve mood. Burnout. Perfectionism can also lead to burnout. Burnout is more than just feeling tired. It's a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion. Tips to prevent burnout. Set boundaries. Learn to say no. You can't do everything, and that's okay. Take breaks. Don't skip lunch. Take short breaks throughout your day to recharge. Focus on what's truly important. Let go of tasks that aren't essential. Ways to recover from burnout. Rest. Self-care. Engage in activities that make you happy and relaxed, whether it's reading, hiking, or taking a bath. Seek help. Sometimes you can't do it alone. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide much-needed support. By understanding how perfectionism can lead to depression and burnout, you can take proactive steps to mitigate these impacts on your mental health. These signs can drastically affect your quality of life, leading to mental health issues like depression and burnout. Remember, it's okay not to be perfect. Prioritize your mental health and strive for balance. For more resources and support, consider visiting mental health websites or speaking with a therapist. You're not alone in this journey. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos that spark hope and empowerment. Thank you for watching.